truly subscribing to smaller channels like ours gives you content where we've got skin in the game. We really are speaking about projects that we're backing or have heavily invested in. So we're here to share with you what we're doing, not what we want you to see.
In this video, we have a very special guest. Crypto Bliss is on our channel, not for the first time, and we're going to pick his mind what is happening in the overall crypto market, which altcoin picks he's going to have ready for this upcoming altcoin season and the end of the bull market. Crypto Bliss, how are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic before crypto. Absolutely, what an incredible year. I'm feeling good. I'm sure you're feeling amazing with all the crypto hype on Bitcoin at the moment and everything that's been happening out there in this crypto space. We are all feeling energized and just very, very hyped up towards the end of 2024. So I'm doing fantastic, my friend. How are you?
Yes, I'm great. And it's always a pleasure to have you on my channel because your channel has also been growing. We can see retail investors coming in, and our mission at the moment is to get all these people that still doubt crypto and are still scared to invest to really get in now before it's too late. So first of all, I want to pick your brain on what are your thoughts on Bitcoin, what cycle top, where we are in the markets at the moment, and maybe if you can share some coins that you and your community are accumulating at the moment, and just to get this broader perspective in the crypto market, because I think this is going to be our mission. We are going to keep on doing these collaborations more and more because it is not about just the vision of one. Because if you're into crypto, you need to look at more data, more viewpoints, and that's why we're doing these collaborations and to support each other, because I think crypto is all about support and a fair and honest money system. So can you please share your thoughts on the overall market and also on altcoins with our community?
First of all, I definitely want to say thank you for mentioning that, because to our communities, to Before Crypto and Crypto Bliss communities and all other communities out there in the crypto space, and if you're not in the crypto space, truly subscribing to smaller channels like ours gives you content where we've got skin in the game. We really are speaking about projects that we're backing or have heavily invested in. So we're here to share with you what we're doing, not what we want you to see. So this is a very important message to us and our communities that subscribing to us is critical for mapping out the way that you could potentially make life-changing money this cycle together with us, because we're already in that boat. So right now, where I see crypto, where I see Bitcoin, it's been a long journey. We've had an incredible ride since February, since the Bitcoin spot ETFs were launched. We've seen a lot of inflow, around 60 odd billion of inflows come into the space. BlackRock have surpassed MicroStrategy in terms of Bitcoin holdings. So we're seeing Bitcoin really gain a lot more value in terms of its value against other assets in the world, tremendously so. We're even seeing nation states that are front-running institutions and front-running banks before those institutions get on board. And those institutions like BlackRock, etc., of course, they've been buying the spot ETF and allocating to Bitcoin in that manner. But nation states have a lot of purchase power. And if we have, as an example, America coming on board into this narrative, into the Bitcoin narrative, it's undoubtedly going to explode the entire crypto space, not just Bitcoin. Yes, Bitcoin is going to pump it, but truly, we're probably not going to see a 10, 15x on Bitcoin today. But if you're extending your view out for the long term, we could definitely see Bitcoin giving you really good, protected, well-structured returns, ARR on your investment, if you took the opportunity today while it is still sitting at 100K. The 100K is so early. If you miss out buying the opportunity, I'd like to share my chart. If you missed out at the buying opportunity down here at the 15 odd thousand level, community, your next best opportunity, of course, is today, because this is where we currently are. So for me, we've done a tremendous amount of percentage. I mean, look at us, we're 600% up. So for those who are expecting a 10x gain on Bitcoin from here, you're probably not going to get that. But we'll share some coins in a moment that possibly you could get those 10x's from. For now, I believe that with obviously the our Fibonacci levels, what we can see here is that we placed the Fibonacci at the top of the previous cycle and at the base of this cycle. And we've moved through all of this resistance level to break out of that peak, okay, and push us right into the 1.618 zone, which is the 102,300 level. It's to the T. It's like clockwork, right?
Yeah. I like using the Fibonacci tool. It's one of the best tools ever.
I agree. And really, if you've been subscribed to my community as well, you would see these, and to Before Crypto, you would see that we use these tools to define what could potentially happen. It's not saying that it will happen, but the likelihood of it. And as you can see here, the previous cycle kind of made its way up to the 4.26 level just before it. But really, that was a case of flushing out all of the businesses in the space like FTX and Celsius that were all a bunch of scams. So we had a massive flush out of that liquidity. But since then, we have actually seen, first of all, spot Bitcoin ETF listed, Ethereum spot ETF listed. We are looking at potentially Solana, XRP, maybe Cardano, maybe AVAX could be coming down the line. So crypto, the question about crypto adoption is long gone. We're a year down, nearly a year down on that. And essentially, we have made so much progress in the space. Now that we have the US economy backing crypto and President Trump backing crypto very heavily with a strong candidacy backing crypto, the narrative, Senator Loomis, all of these people in the space, they are backing crypto. This is just the starting point, okay, in this journey. And so for me, I see, and I mean, if we look a little bit closer at the current candle, it's already pushing up. We are already moving upwards right now. This is the weekly chart. I must say, I have been enjoying looking at the weekly chart because it's kind of an in-between short-term and long-term time frame. So i.e. the daily or the monthly. And obviously, we can see on a week-to-week basis, this is a really nice time to look at where to place your bets on the market. So currently, I see us in the next push up on Bitcoin, probably, and I took this narrative from the peak here to from the base here to the breakout level that we had up to here, from the move here down, I took the Fibonacci and I thought, well, you know, how does this align to my drawing that I did here a couple months back? And well, if I look at it, really the next target is between the 130 and the 156,000 level. So just like on your video, or on the video that we did for my channel, Before Crypto, I see that 150K is undoubtedly that next level. And I agree that we could see then a major pullback. I mean, I see maybe 130 to 120. I don't know how we can come back down to 100K if we're already inside the 300-day time frame after the breakout of the previous all-time high happen. We always see the parabolic phase. Now, that doesn't mean we can't see this move, a very strong pullback, but we've broken out. And generally, we see very much a number of consecutive weeks and months that pull up in momentum. So yes, we can pull back, but my personal view is that we maybe come back down to this current level, which truly, as we can see here, which we've already tapped now 1, 2, 3 times on these candles, I don't think we're going to come back below this target at this point. So for me, 100K is the new
bottom.
It is the new bottom. It is the new baseline for us to expand from. So for me, as you know, my target for the end of 2025 is 300K. I think we could spike above that, looking at the volume that could come in. But really, between 280 and 300K is a reasonable place to expect to look to take profits, and then use that capital and the liquidity to enter into stable coins at that point and wait for the market to correct back down, possibly back down to 100. I would see at the base of the bear cycle, we could maybe pull back down to 75,000, but I don't see why we would with everything that I've just said. Now, institutions, banks, nation states coming into the space, we have far too much liquidity to pull back all that way down. And I don't see how BlackRock would want to sell any of their Bitcoin, knowing that this Bitcoin at the moment is 100K. And yes, of course, all institutions want to take profits, but if they know it's going to a million, 13 million, like Michael Saylor says, 45 million, then why would they take profits at $300,000 to that extent? I see this possibly pulling back maybe 50%. So 150K for me would be a reasonable floor level in the base of the next cycle. So with that being said, you can see here that this is the total 2 crypto market cap. The total 3 crypto market cap, which is everything excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we have just tapped on that high. Okay. We had a massive wicking candle that has found a baseline support, pulled back up right above my horizontal level, which ties back to the previous all-time high. So for me, we're actually currently finding that support level at this moment. Yes, if we kind of drop a little bit and we pull sideways here for a moment, that would be okay. But honestly, I don't see that happening, because now with the volume and the liquidity flowing into the crypto space, we could really see the narrative of the altcoins really pull up very fast, which is generally what they do. So there's very short moments. There's a week of pullback. There's a week of pullback. So this has been the week of pullback. Our next target is 1.67 trillion on the 1.618, which is another estimated about 54% up on the total crypto market cap for total 3. My friends, that is a massive move. Okay. That is huge liquidity coming into the space. And personally, I see us, and this is what I've taken from what's happened in the previous cycles, is that we could end up at a $4.2 trillion market cap on just the altcoins and excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are probably going to end up being, well, Bitcoin is a $2 trillion market cap at the moment. I believe that we could end up seeing Ethereum possibly at a $1.8 trillion market cap by the end of the cycle, which would give us a probably $14,000 Ethereum, which is quite high, but not unachievable. So I think we could hit 4.618, but because of all the liquidity flowing in, we could have this very massive spike that kind of pushes us up maybe $5, $6, $7 trillion. And then we have a massive, massive crash, just as has happened in all other cycles. So I think that what will happen is we could possibly come back down to the $1 trillion level in the altcoin market cap, and we could essentially see quite a strong pool of liquidity out. But again, with institutions backing crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, these potentially other top 10 altcoins, why would the market not start to stabilize and start to do something a little bit differently going forward? And here within lies some of my personal. I love gaming. I'm heavily invested in gaming in the cycle because I think as an example, in gaming, I have an app on my phone called Sweatcoin. I walk and I earn money every single day. So why would you not want to do something like that? And that you can then play the games in the ecosystem and make more money. So why would you not want to do that? It's fun. You play games and you make money, you earn income that helps you grow. You take that liquidity and you either pay your bills or you reinvest it. The choice is yours. And so I'm going to share with you, I don't have any meme coins set up in this particular collaboration before crypto. If I had to mention one, I'll leave that for the end. But really, DePIN is a huge, huge narrative for me in this cycle. I'm heavily invested in Theta, in Jasmy, in Arweave. I don't have much in BTT, but I've got Grass and a couple others. And really, I would say that if on the narrative that I'm about to show you on these altcoins, the reason I picked these specific altcoins is because of how you can take the liquidity out of those altcoins and buy back Bitcoin. So my personal experience with the market is that first Bitcoin pumps, then altcoins pump. Yes, there's a narrative, but I'm just jumping the narrative a bit. Bitcoin pumps, Ethereum, etc., but altcoins pump through a 4 to 6 month period. Then people take profits out of those altcoins back into Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then there's one last pump and like an exhaustion out of the market at that point. And I think we could see that pump that I was talking about in Bitcoin surpass the 300K potentially. I don't know. I don't have a lamp, but really that's what I thought could happen in this cycle because of the amount of liquidity that we could see coming into the space. And so I'd like to share with you, let's share with you that specific chart first is the Theta Bitcoin chart. Right now, we're still down here at the bottom. And if you take a look at what happened in the last cycle, well, within a 55 week period, we had, 55 weeks is a very long time in the altcoin space, but over that time, over a year's space, even though we had these crazy pullbacks, this still pumped 2,200% against Bitcoin. In other words, that's a 22x gain on your Bitcoin. So if you invested one Bitcoin's worth here and you just happen to buy the bottom and sell the top perfectly, you would have a 22x gain on your Bitcoin, meaning you converted one Bitcoin into 22 Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin is the actual end game for storage of your wealth, but it
Definitely.
isn't the one to make you money today, like I'm showing you here on altcoins. And so through my narrative on this, over the same period of time, we could potentially see the same 20x unfold, not by 2034. I gave us some space here to breathe, but we could see the same kind of pump come out of this coin. And if we're going to pump 22, even if we just get to the all-time high, you're still 10xing your Bitcoin. That is amazing. And so for me, I'm not married to these altcoins. I'm definitely not married to them, but I do back them. And I do believe that they will give us substantial gains, especially if you're valuing them in Bitcoin. So one of my favorite narratives in the gaming space is without a doubt Playable. I've spoken about Playable for a number of times on my channel. And if we just have a look at this, Playable is really at a point here. Yes, maybe that's not the correct space. I could redraw the line, but truly you can see here that this collapse made us capitulate, hit the brakes, and now we've made the breakout. So we're making consecutive higher highs here and now higher lows, which for me tells me we're getting ready to break out. And even if we just hit the all-time high once again, that's a 277% gain. Where are you going to make 277% gain out in the world other than in crypto? Yes, it's probably possible, but crypto, you can make these gains relatively quickly. And this quickness happens over a 1, 2, 3, 4 week period. So how are you going to make 277% gain over a 4-week period anywhere else? Probably not. Okay. So for me, again, these coins can pump. We don't know. But if I look at how this is actually looking, this is forming a W pattern. So yes, we may hit a hard level of resistance here. But once we come out of that W pattern, we could probably see this coin hit this target up here if we were to pull do this correctly and pull the time frame, pull the target up. We could probably pump up to there at maybe the minimum, which is another 145% to maybe another 200%. But really, when altcoins pump, they pump and they don't stop. So why would we not see a massive pump into some of these coins? And personally, again, I have to show you, this is my top holding. Well, I actually own, my top altcoin holding is Solana as well, just like yourself before crypto. And my next top altcoin holding is undoubtedly AVAX. And AVAX, the same concept as I've just shared with Theta, AVAX has immense room to grow against Bitcoin. We're
Definitely
in a massive megaphone pattern here. And we could see just to that all-time high, a 5x gain. If we make new highs and go into price discovery, you can 10x against Bitcoin as well. So these are massive. And just like you mentioned,
and this is now, and these coins are now priced in Bitcoin. Just for your understanding, if you're going to look at these coins priced in US dollar, the returns are going to be much higher. But in relative to Bitcoin, it is a huge move, definitely. And AVAX, I'm also invested in AVAX through the gaming narrative, and I do believe that AVAX is going to see a major push towards the upside.
I love that. And so you were speaking about DEXs based on those layer one narratives, and so I found that Joe is looking really very healthy as well, and is somewhat following the pattern of AVAX at this point, giving us this somewhat W shape with a bit of a skewed middle section. But if we had to take where we are now and just kind of move up here, that's 180% to the all-time high. That's a 400% gain. And if we're going to see massive liquidity and price discovery come out of AVAX, why would we not see, a massive gains happen in the cycle? And for me, I think we could see a very, very high price here on the decentralized swap, which is Joe. I think we could see an $8 to $10 price on Joe in the next cycle. So
I also believe if I look at, you just see it at 50 cents. You see it's low liquidity. You again have a Bitcoin like AVAX. A lot of major AVAX holders, they're going to diversify their AVAX into the decentralized platform, which is Joe. And then you're going to see this shift. Then the narrative starts pushing, the coin goes to all-time high, and all the money just comes shooting in. And definitely I would see, like, you can see the previous all-time high was at $2.70. You can easily see this coin go up to $10 easily.
Absolutely. So, yes. I agree with you. Thank you for sharing that with the community. It's so important for the community to follow channels like Before Crypto, like Crypto Bliss, because you can see that we're looking for where we can make and maximize our gains, not only in USDT, but also in Bitcoin, because that is very fundamentally important for us to understand that getting to X amount of Bitcoin, whatever that is for yourself, is a critical component. But of course, we would recommend 0.01 Bitcoin as the most minimum amount that you can hold, because yes, in 10, 20, 30 years, that will definitely give you value and store your wealth over time. But really, this has been a journey in the space, and we are just getting started. The narrative is ready to pump. We're ready to onboard trillions into this market cap, into crypto. So you are just at the right point if you are watching this video right now as we publish these videos at the middle of December.
Yes, and you're also at the right point to subscribe to Before Crypto, subscribe to Crypto Bliss. We also made a video on Crypto Bliss channel. So the next thing you're going to do after this video, go over to Crypto Bliss and look at the video that we made together. We are going to keep this up on a constant basis. Thank you, Crypto Bliss, for all your insight, for your time, and I think we're going to build some of the biggest communities during this bull cycle, and we're still going to be here the years after because eventually we are all here to change the world, to make money and your success in life, to make it easier and to just cut out all these banks and all these fraudsters that has been keeping the humanity and the money system down for centuries. So thank you for your time. And guys, please make sure, I think we can reach at least 500 new subscribers on CryptoBliss channel and 500 new subscribers on this channel. All the dedicated subscribers help us get some more reach. Subscribe to our channels because ultimately we're not working against each other. We're working together to make the most amount of money during this bull cycle. So CryptoBliss, thank you for your time and thank you for all your knowledge.
Thank you to Before Crypto. Appreciate having me on the channel. Thank you to your community. Thank you to my community. Make sure we fly together. We can definitely hit those targets of the 500 subscribers each. Let's do it, community.
Definitely.
Thank you for having me on the channel.
It was great having you. See you next time. Bye.
Take care.